This video is a response to Goombana's amazing Slay the Princess video, in which she talks about all the details and everything we missed. It's a great video. But then she made the mistake of putting her opinions on the internet, and I can't have that, because how dare anyone except me express their opinions. Basically, I think she has the tier list pretty much entirely backwards, and because I'm a petty little son of a bitch, I'm gonna tell you why. Oh yeah, and probably spoiler warning, if you've not played Slay the Princess, that's a great game, you should definitely play that, and this is going to be a spoiler for the entire game, so do not watch that if you've not played the game yourself. So the first ending, the first ending I'll be ranking is, of course, the first ending is the good ending. And the good ending, I mean, it's written there in plain wording. It's the good ending. It's the ending where you do exactly what the narrator says, and everyone's happy. But and in her video, Goombana made the argument, like, oh, but you weren't happy. Like, no, you were. You definitely were. You are letting the voice of the hero tell you how you should be feeling, but if the narrator says you are happy, then for all intents and purposes, like, if you embrace that being the way that you feel, you're happy, and it's just that simple. You have solved philosophy. It is simple, like, it does not get more simple than that. If you choose to look further into the void will stare back, but that's why you accept the W that you've been given, and then you have the best ending. That is simply all there is to it. That nothing else needs to be done after you've accomplished that. Like, you can choose to look deeper into it, but if you do that, then it's not an ending anymore, is it? It just becomes another small part of your journey. But as long as you get the ending, then you've done everything and you're happy. We've talked about this. It may be from a sense of, it's a sense of bliss. It's a sense of bliss being brought on by your ignorance, sure. But it is the best ending, and you are happy. And what more could you want than that, you know? The next one I will be ranking, I mean, I'm going off of this random thegamer.com article that has images of all of them that I can paste into this scene. So that's what we're going off of here. The next ending, which she rated the best one, is the one in which you accept your godhood and do stuff. You accept your godhood and shit happens. And like, she said this was the best ending. And I don't know about you, but I don't like the idea of being a god. It's literally not what it's literally what the princess literally mentions in the if you actually confront her about it. She literally, in most other endings, she will confirm that this is not what she wants either. And as a result, it is simply her will being pressed upon you. And like, if you can choose to accept it, I suppose, but it's also deep down, when you talk to like the princess at her core, it's not what she wants either. And if you can choose to want it all you want, it's the ending that you just kind of just like, alright, this is my life now. Like, it's the complacent ending, in my opinion. It's the ending where you don't question, I mean, it's funny I said that after I put this up here, but it's the ending where you just kind of, you finish your playthrough and then you're just like, okay, yeah, these are the facts as I understand them. I'm a god now, and now I must now comprehend the aspects of experiencing everything and nothing all at the same time forever. And that's a lot. That's a lot to take in. And even though it is what she decides she wants, I guess you are going with her flow. But I think in some extent, you and the princess are meant to kind of oppose each other. Like, it's a love story, sure. It is a love story, but I feel like a lot of the endings express that love through your conflict, you know? And this just kind of gets you back into the cycle of things, you know? As the narrator mentions, it's too existentially terrifying to think of just everything existing all at once and putting yourself in charge of that. That's so much of a responsibility, and I don't think most people are really able to do that. Okay, actually, looking at what we have here, this is not that bad of a team. This is not that bad of a thing. It's C tier. It's fine. Like, this is something that you could probably make this work. It's not going, like, there's not anything wrong with this ending. But it is the complacent ending, in my opinion. It is accepting things as you are given it, and it's a bit much. Now, if we're gonna talk about bad endings, though, I talked myself down with that last ending. There is no talking down this ending right here. The rejection of your fate, basically. So the rejection of your fate ending, there was no sugarcoating that one. You just fucked up. You didn't please anyone. You're not happy. You are aimless. You have rejected the instructions from the narrator. You are intentionally going out of your way to cause problems on purpose. You leave the princess completely unfinished. You refuse to embrace your own fate. You leave yourself unfinished. And that, like, there's nothing good to come from this. It is pretty damn bad, because you fuck up pretty badly if you do this. You don't have anyone to guide you anywhere. You are wandering aimlessly, and you're just stuck in nothingness forever. And you're lost. You're just a lost soul wandering. But then we have a new dawn, which our good friend Umbana was willing to wager was the worst ending, or one of them. She rated it pretty low. Other than like the objectively bad ones, she rated this one in C tier. And I don't think that's correct, because let me tell you about this. This is my favorite ending. And this, I will not say that it is the best ending, because I mean, I think we've kind of treaded this ground before. And like, there's a good ending. That one is just the good ending. Like, there is nothing. Everything just is perfect in that ending. That is what we have been explained. Even if it is from the narrator's perspective, the narrator does. If we as the Long Quiet influence everything about the world and how we see it. So as a result, if we accept the narrator at face value, and when he tells us this is the good ending, then it is. It is simply just like that. Now, this one's interesting, because the New Dawn, most people get this ending and they're like, is this really a good ending? And I say yes. I say it absolutely is. The thing about Slay the Princess, it opens the game and it says this is a love story. And I think that stays true in every single path you walk. Even this one. Because I feel as though in this path, you don't just accept that you're supposed to feel this arbitrary love for the princess. And instead, it is more so about embracing yourself and every single form it takes. Because this is the only ending where you truly get to be reunited with all the voices, and where you get, and to where you have this, and to where you really get to put agency into your own hands. Well, okay, it's not the only one you put agency into your own hands, but it's one of only two where that happens. And in this one, I feel like it is much more about a self-love story, where instead of just blindly accepting this, that the princess is right, and that like, oh yeah, well, we're meant to be gods in the vast infinite and all of this, you accept that no, what she wants isn't right. This is too much to bear. It is more than I'm willing to accept. You take a step back and you chill with the boys. You crack open a cold one with the boys. The smitten may be inconsolable, but the rest of y'all are having a good time, and you can reshape the world however you feel. Like, you yourself become the capacity for change. You are given a grave new dawn in which you can decide any world you want for yourself, and even if you don't like where that goes, you have the capacity to change within yourself. There's a part of the princess that will stay with you throughout wherever path you take. And in this ending, there's still that part of the princess that stays with you. And the thing about this ending is that it has infinite pivots to go anywhere else. If you ever decide that you are unhappy with the path you walk, with being the start of a new creation in which everything works out the way you want to see it, you have your option to go back on that. But this is my personal favorite ending, because it is about embracing who you are as a person, of being your own person, and even though the princess is, even though you did kill the princess to get here, she remains part of you in some form. Look, this is the asexual ending, alright? This is this ending is me, because I think I embrace this ending just as much as I embrace the fact that I think I look at my life and say that I am content not forcing myself into anything I don't want. It allows me to take things at my own pace and digest things how I see fit. Just you and the boys creating a new dawn, and yes, they are your inner voices, which the princess is the capacity to change, and you can't necessarily kill that entirely, and it's made very clear that a part of her still lives within you. So you're just putting that agency into yourself, and it allows you to decide at any point if you ever change your mind that this is not what you're pleased with. You have the option to branch back to any other ending that we've talked about. I don't know. I like this one. It puts agency in your own hands to decide your own fate. The same cannot be said for if you fuck up, because now we're talking about the version of this ending where everyone hates you. As I learned from watching her video, if you are not supportive of your voices, you go down this route, and you make this happen, everyone hates you. I didn't know this was a thing that could happen, and as a result of that, this is the worst ending. Because at this point, you're at eternal conflict with yourself. There's no way out of it. You have, you are a complete fucking wreck. You have chosen the path of violence towards everything and everyone, including yourself, and there is no happy ending waiting for you. Everyone hates you, and there's really no recovering from this. There's nothing good about this achievement. This is everything I mentioned, but without you being able to crack open a cold one with the boys. They'll just be like, what the fuck, we trusted you, how could you do this to us? And that's, nobody wants that. That's just kind of a complete mess of a situation. Alright, so the next ending, that shows up on this website anyway, that didn't have any good images of it, is the hero and the princess. This is the true neutral ending. There's nothing wrong with this one, and this is as true neutral as you get. Which is to say that nothing is wrong with this ending. This is just, you go back, you experience Slay the Princess again, and this is what, this is just experiencing everything yet another time, and just going down the rabbit hole yet again, just looping again on yourself. This one leaves all the options open, but it has no satisfying conclusion. So as a result of that, it's the true neutral. You can't go wrong with this one. This is the one scenario where you just kind of, if you're in an infinite loop, there's no right or wrong decisions. You just can keep going, and it basically gives you more time. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with having a little more time, if you know what I mean. So that's a true neutral. You cannot possibly go wrong with that. And then we have Leave the Cabin Together, which I think most people tend to say this is the best one. It's not my personal favorite, but what I will say is that this one's good. I like this one. I think it's a good ending. It's the satisfying end to this love story as we know it. It is the traditional ending to things, very fairy tale storybook ending to this, which is I think the ending that I think makes most sense for this game. It's the one that, if you want just a normal conclusion to this series of events, you accept this one, you have a good time, you go off into the sunset with your beloved. This is the smitten ending. It's a smitten ending for normal people who desire that companionship of just being able to be oh, I can finally be this. This is when the game says this is a love story, this is the most traditional accepting of that notion. And that there's nothing wrong with that, you know? It allows you to embrace your identity as a mortal, as just someone who experiences the world as normal. I think it is about as inoffensive as an ending as you get. Where nothing is bad, it's just kind of is. And the rest of the story is made up to you as the player. That's a satisfying ending right there if I've ever seen it. But because I'm a contrarian, I like the embracing of oneself a lot more than that. And as a mortal, I kind of am biased towards staying immortal, and not becoming a god. And technically I guess you kind of are a god here, but I think this is different though, because rather than being put in the place where you have all that pressure of being a god in the that is equal to that of the princess, you have a step back from it, and you can just enjoy what you and the other voices in your head can do. The world's not going to change as much, so you don't have to feel nearly as much pressure to make the right choices. I think it is the ending in which you have the most options, and If you decide that it's more than you're willing to handle, you can always take a step down, end up here, or if you just want to accept bliss, you can always go to the best ending. Or even if you really decide that fuck these assholes, I'm tired of them, you can really make them hate you, and you can hate them back in return, and you can create this inner conflict. Like, this is the one where I think you have the most options available. It's probably cheating, I don't care. I feel like, and even if you, okay, here's the thing. Even if you don't contain enough for the princess to create the capacity to change yourself, if you think that's cheating, then how about this? The world doesn't have to change. Everything as you experience it now is how it will be, and this is stupid. This whole thing is so fucking stupid. But all of this does not matter, because if we were to look at this game in the objective sense of how good the endings actually are, I think we end up with something that looks a lot more. I think what we're supposed to end up with is a tier list that looks something like this. Because I think, truly, this is probably what was intended. If we were to look at this sheerly from the perspective of how the game developers want us to look at it, I think this is probably... No, actually, you know what? I'm gonna change this even. I think even they're all supposed to be good. All of these are supposed to be good, except for do nothing and keep wandering into nothingness without any sense of direction, with no one to guide you, and leaving yourself uncompleted and literally becoming the biggest asshole on the planet. I think short of those two, every single one of these is good, and like, of course, obviously, the best ending does not become any less of the best ending. But you know what? Here's the thing. If suppose I'm even gonna concede this. If you do as Goombana did in the video, and say that the voice of the hero is meant to represent you yourself as the protagonist as well, then yeah, you could definitely make an argument that this one's also bad. And as a result, it's not just the best ending. It's not just the best ending naturally, even though I choose to look at it that way. But that's my video response on Slay the Princess. Great game. But yeah, this is my petty response to Goombana, and I'm curious to see what she has to say about it. And
Well, she's probably not going to respond, and I'm going to be lonely.
And if she doesn't respond, I know the YouTube comment section got me, and except for the ones that just spammed the same phrase over and over again. It's been 8 years, please, for the love of God.